live on November 19th, 2019 here on News AF. Danny was just explaining a Siberian meat mule to us before we went live.
That's where you take if you're breaking out of a Siberian prison, you take your robust friend, the unsuspecting prisoner. And if things get real bad, you have some food to eat.
Yeah.
It's nice. He carries it all himself.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
How did you learn about this, Danny?
Yeah, Danny.
It was in a book called Gulag by Anne Applebaum.
Gulag.
Yeah, it was a very depressing book.
Did you read it by accident because you thought it was goulash and it was about soup?
Or remember
no.
in Budapest, we went to Budapest, Danny, and I kept referring to their money system as goulashes. I pay everything in goulashes.
We were the most obnoxious Americans to visit in a decade.
Got a bunch of parking tickets, never paid those.
Nope. Oh man, good thing the Instagram didn't exist back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're live. Let me make sure we're streaming. Let us know if you can see us. And
they can probably, but our
probably can.
Comments haven't been coming through on this.
Yeah,
chat
I don't know
here.
what's going on
bummer.
there. Oh, that was so convenient. Get on that StreamYard.
Yeah,
okay.
Come on, Streamy.
Streamy. Yeah. Okay. Let me just double check on our Periscope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and yes, looks like we're going. Okay, I'm gonna open up this other window.
We'll do it live,
so I can get the. Oh no! Yes, hold on. Breaking news.
What?
Yes, Kim says, "Yep, you're there.
It's working."
This DMZ 07231 says yes. That's always like an eye chart for me when somebody has like a bunch of numbers at the end of like a name.
Yeah. Oh, someone from Florida.
Yes,
Mary.
Here's Ocean Seas Mary. Hello from Florida. Okay. All right.
Beck Lub. Hi, Rob.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Beck
only
Lub.
Rob.
Sorry. Okay. You ready? Let me just open up the stories for this week.
Yeah, and I'll push record. Should I push record now?
Yeah, push it.
Pushed.
Looks and sounds good. Good.
It didn't work.
What? Okay. All right. Well, we can just record through the. It hasn't been working, right? Or
it didn't work again. QuickTime hasn't been working. I'm on QuickTime now, and I said try recording, and I pushed record, and it said cannot record. Try again. Did that twice.
John Tinkham says, "Good morning, newsboys. Thank you."
Oh, good. Everybody's saying hi now. People are
smash
saying
that computer, Tyson, into a million tiny pieces. We need
it. We need.
I wanted to do that, and I also wanted to throw my Nintendo Switch straight at my TV one day.
Why? Because you died?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's
Good.
Okay. All right. We're gonna start off talking about some meth, just like how Danny likes to get started.
That's how I start every morning.
And to remember,
we're on it.
Yeah.
Remember, Rob, I'm not recording on this end, so you need to record.
But that is starting to change.
Okay.
As News Center Main Shannon Moss
well, I'm always
recording.
I'm always recording.
You're always watching.
Yeah.
That's why I put tape over my camera.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Okay.
At night.
All right.
I aim it towards my bed and then put tape over it.
Yeah. So just to frustrate them because they're still getting the audio.
Yeah.
Chuck Smith says, "Hey to only Danny and Tyson, not Rob.
Yes.
He gets too many hellos."
Even.
That was good.
We're even up.
Okay. Adam says, "This is the News AF crew." Yes. As if there was any debate. Okay.
Kim, am I ready for the rain?
Well, you can't be too careful now with deep fakes. The government could be.
Oh, you think they could deep fake Tyson?
Well, all three of us. They put us in prison, and they get a bunch of other people out here with fake faces, fake.
Who's the meat mule?
In prison, it's probably me. I'm probably the biggest one. But I would not trust either of you. If you're like, hey, I've got a perfect escape plan, Danny. You want to come with me and Tyson? But no, thanks, guys. I'll stay in prison.
Kim was telling me about the rain today, dude. I got rain coming in. I got it today, tomorrow, and Thursday.
Yeah.
3 days of rain.
Nice.
Oh, dude.
Water those cactuses.
Oh, I'm so excited.
All right,
dude. In Arizona, you're like, honestly, you're just like, if I never see the sun again, it would be so awesome. And then like 3 or 4 days without sun, and you're like, oh god damn it, I made my bed too early.
And that's why they don't do daylight savings time, because you're like, oh please let it be dark earlier.
Yeah,
like no, keep the sun out for as long as possible.
Exactly.
You're in Arizona now.
Yep.
Biatch.
But it's like 65 degrees today, overcast, gonna rain in a couple hours. Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Rob Cesternino, back again to talk with you about all the week's most interesting news stories for the week of November 19, 2019, here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yes, actual, factual news here. Week before Thanksgiving, that's when we are most thankful for all the interesting news stories we have.
It's the only time we're thankful for anything.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, a man who is counting down the days until the rain falls over the parched land of Arizona. Mm-hmm. Please welcome Tyson Apostle. Tyson, how are you?
Here I am. I don't even have to count days. It is supposed to happen in a few hours. It's overcast today. I'm looking out the window at the clouds. Doesn't look like rain yet, but I will keep you guys updated as the podcast progresses. Yes.
Please
do.
We've been cleaning our house for the last few hours in preparation
for the rain.
Paying the cleaners to come and clean our house.
Then people are just gonna, traipse through with muddy boots then after this.
I hope so.
Yeah. Why? Because it will mean that there have been rain already?
What? I wasn't paying attention because I was reading these.
Guys, and let me warn you at first not to go outside at the very beginning of the rainstorm, because the very first part of the rainstorm brings down all of the pollution particles and dust. So
is that true?
Yeah. So you want to go out after the first barrage of rain and then just take it in. Don't
Look
be
at
out
what happened.
The first part.
Okay, I won't. I'll wait until everything settles. But Chris Dixon in the comments got timed out for excessive capitalization because he yelled "actual factual news!" ! And now the Nightbot, who is a robot that we have no control over, has timed him out for excessive capitalization in his comment. To avoid this in the future, make sure to use less than 8 capital letters.
Yeah, Nightbot is very strict. Apparently, this was a big problem of people talking in all capital letters during Big Brother season. And
sounds awesome. Tell me more about the Nightbot.
The Nightbot is the Game of Thrones spin-off series. Nightbot. Yeah. He's a bounty hunter from wherever they live.
You're making this up. I thought you could have done better. You hunts down those who overcapitalize.
Yeah. In fairness, I feel like RoboCop did most of his work at nighttime. I don't remember a lot of times where RoboCop was out there working day shift,
scaring children, visiting schools.
Yeah, because that's where most of the crime happens at nighttime, at least in the movies.
Adam Katz said to get the ark ready for the rain. Yeah. Oh, I've already got that thing built. It's tight like unto a dish.
Did you buy that guy's ark in Scandinavia somewhere? The guy who built as best he could from the instructions given in the very descriptive Bible, he built an actual ark.
Yeah,
you could buy it probably from him.
Bought every ark, every type of ark thing I can get just for when that day comes.
Cool.
But I don't know if you know about rainbows, Danny. That's God's promise to the world that he will never flood the earth again.
Every time I see a rainbow, I breathe a sigh of relief. Not this year, God.
There's a man who has read a book all about goulash to know everything that he needs to know. Here's Mr. Danny Bryson. Danny, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing so good. It's not raining here, but it will be tomorrow. I guess it takes a day.
Cold rain.
It'll take a day for the rain to get from Arizona to drop its big load on Arizona, then get here and give it to me.
And have enough to drop a load on you.
Sloppy seconds for Danny.
Always sloppy seconds when you live in the interior.
Okay. All right. I guess let's get into our stories today. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about. Of course,
stuff.
that we pride ourselves on here at News AF that we are experts in marketing. That we can if anybody wants to vet a slogan or a trademark past us, we're your guys. Come on and try it with us, and we'll let you know if you got something
Sloth
good.
Terrarium marketing
Sloth
branch.
Terrarium, that's right. So apparently, in the state of South Dakota, like many states, they have a serious problem with people using crystal meth. Big issue all around the country, and so South Dakota is going to get serious, and they've got a advertising campaign in South Dakota that they're just launching to raise awareness and let people know that they are working on this issue.
Yeah.
And so they've now released a new ad campaign called Meth, We're On It.
Yeah, and that will be on their license plates. It will be on their driver's licenses. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know how much they paid for this ad? Do you know?
They pay like the guy who came up with the slogan?
The guy who came up with it, the company that came up with this idea, they got paid $500,000.
$500K for.
Yeah, I only read one article previous to the podcast about this, and I want to say that the budget overall for raising awareness was $1 million, and I may have read that wrong, which means that half of it was spent on this stupid slogan.
Tyson,
the other half will be spent on meth.
Well, putting it up on billboards.
Okay.
And
is it possible, though, that we talk about where it's like, hey, there's a new flavor of candy canes that's coming out, and it's poop flavored candy canes, and we say, well, is this a real thing? Does anybody really want this? Is this just are they just trying? Yeah, is this Broga?
They just trying to get in here.
Are they just trying to get this in the news? So is it possible that they took that $500,000 for Meth, We're On It, and now have become a worldwide story for what they're doing? Wasn't that $500,000 well spent?
Rob, I would agree, but the governor, and I didn't watch the video, but the governor herself had to make a follow-up video explaining the slogan, which means
governor.
If it was a joke,
yes,
then she was either not in on it or it didn't go over well.
Noam.
Yeah.
Christy Millam.
I don't think, that sounds like a great idea, especially for millennials. Like, that's a great marketing strategy, but obviously it wasn't a hit in
the older market.
South Dakota. Yeah. They had to go out and explain it. Like, no, we're not really on meth. What we're saying is that we're on the problem.
Yeah. Well, who's the we? Everybody in South Dakota?
Yeah, and I also don't know if serious drug issues are can you joke about that now?
Because it's been 20 years.
Well, like meth, that's kind of like a play on words. Meth, we're on it. It's kind of a play on words, kind of a jokey, funny slogan. Sure, I get it.
Oh, I don't know if they were going for a joke. I feel like that they're on the case. I don't know if they're saying if they were trying to be funny. You think they were trying to be funny?
I think both. I think they were like, "Oh, this works in different ways. That's pretty funny," and then they're like, "Oh, that's really clever. Yeah, I like that, and that will be a real hoot for some people."
I think it was lost of translation. The ad company probably thought it was a joke. Maybe I haven't seen any pictures of them, and when they passed it up the chain, it went from a joke to yeah, it's a pretty good slogan. It's just just don't do it or just stop. Or what's the Barbara Bush one? Or Nancy Reagan one?
Say no.
Just say no.
Yeah.
That one's much clearer. It reminds me almost of if you have seen Succession, the TV show on HBO. There's a scene where they're at some conference and he's about to give a speech and he's going to say, "We hear." He's gonna say, "We hear you." That's their slogan that they came up with. Or we're listening. That's the slogan. We're listening. And then somebody runs up to me. He's like, "No, you can't say that because our products are actually listening to them in their homes, but that's illegal. So you can't say we're listening because that could come back to bite you if anybody finds out that we're actually listening." He's like, "Wait, we're actually listening?" So what they come up with is, "We hear for you." because it sounds almost like we're here for you. And it also, yeah. So I think they got caught out in this type of scenario. That's what I was picturing is they were just
I just wish we were making $500,000 to come up
for
with ideas
this.
like this.
Meth, fire it up.
No one has no one's ever tapped us for any kind of ad.
Adam Katz came up with. Yeah, you could meth. I love it. Like there's like a ton of slogans we could have done. What would yours be, Danny? Like let's go to the drawing board real quick.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I can't come up with an idea on the spot.
A $500,000 idea on the spot.
$500,000 idea on the spot. Probably, maybe by the end of the podcast, I'll have something for you.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like that we could do something where meth, star of critically acclaimed Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
How about this, Rob?
Even the
How about
blue
this? Meth. Yikes.
Yikes. Or meth. Meh. Yeah, because like, oh, it's not that great.
Yeah.
I wonder though. I don't feel like meth is a millennial drug for millennials. I feel like it's more of our generation doing meth.
Yeah.
So we really have to appeal to our generation. So maybe the yikes and the meh might go over their heads, especially when they're high.
So,
oh, I like that one by Frafa.
But
do math, not meth.
Do math, not meth. I do believe that and maybe it might have been lost on some of like these like stiff government officials, but I do think that the purpose of the campaign was like, oh, this will get people talking. Yeah. This is provocative. This will be trending. So I do think that was cooked into this whole
right
campaign.
Which is crazy because that's not what we have not expected that from South Dakota. Like this would be something more like Florida or Alabama or something where there's like meth, our number one product.
Yeah, I was going to
like
say
that.
maybe they're using this as a way to get more business in South Dakota. Meth, we're on it. It leaves a lot of options open. Like meth, we're on it. Come here and replenish your supplies if you're running low.
Yeah,
we're on it.
Florida might reserve this for maybe bath salts were on it. They may
a long time.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since we've had a bath salt Flocka story.
Did that come and go? Was that Broga? Tyson?
I feel like maybe we broke the back of the.
I don't.
Bath
maybe it's so
salt
commonplace
market
now that they stopped covering it. I don't know.
No. When you're munching on people's faces, that's always news.
Do we know exactly what South Dakota is doing differently to combat the meth issue?
I bet they're not doing anything differently except for paying for slogans.
Yeah, a good slogan can go a long way.
That is true, dude. Just saying, but I mean, if slogans were really that powerful, then just say no would have already squashed out this problem, and we wouldn't have any issues to deal with today.
Yeah, you know who else was a huge fan of meth?
Who?
I found this out yesterday watching a documentary, and I read a book earlier. The Nazis were huge fans of meth.
Oh,
they took copious amounts of it. It was called Pervitin. Like the citizens took it. It was sold at corner drugstores.
Blue meth?
No.
How pure was it?
It was probably pretty good. They had a huge chemical industry, and they were pumping it out, and the citizens were on it, and then eventually it became a big hit among the army, especially the Panzer divisions. So, there's a bit of info.
Yeah, thank you for that tidbit, Danny. You need to stop reading books.
Sorry.
Yeah. Was that in the same book as the
Meat Mule?
The gulags? Yeah.
No, this was a different one. It was called Blitzed. It was a pretty good book.
Oh, that's a good double entendre.
Yeah, meth. South Dakota, Blitzed.
Well, I'm looking at the Twitter of South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, and she tweets a picture to the article about it, and she tweets, "Now that I've got your attention, meth is." So I think that they're trying to say like, okay, we got to do something provocative to raise above the noise.
Before we move on, let's just throw ourselves out there and say to all these other states considering ad campaigns to come talk to us first. We're the same price, but we'll come up with something just as good
or better.
or better. Yeah, I don't want to make that promise about being better.
If it's a little worse, then we'll give you a discount.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about another exciting story for today. And
this one has anything to do with meth?
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick Cage has landed the role that his entire career has been working towards.
Yeah.
That Nick Cage is reported, according to the Hollywood Reporter, in talks to play himself opposite himself
in a movie about
himself.
Yes.
Yeah. And it involves a fictionalized version of Cage who is down on his luck and desperate to revive his career by nabbing a role in Quentin Tarantino's new film. Not sure if Quentin Tarantino is playing himself in the movie.
It sounds like they'll be referencing a lot of his failures in life. I think they'll talk about his real estate deals,
his crystal deals,
his movies. So there will be some reference to Cage's actual life in this movie, from what I read.
Yeah,
cool. So he'll get to relive it all.
It's kind of like, go on, Rob.
I was gonna say, and this movie is called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Danny, is this like the meth we're on it of movies of like, we're going to make a movie that's such a bad idea. Everybody will have to see it.
Joke,
now that we have your attention. Yeah.
Yep. It's the exact same strategy. Joke, but not a joke.
Yeah.
Well, and Nicolas Cage is
kidding, not kidding.
Yep.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage is like the classic actor for that, you know.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he'll be taking it seriously. It's not a joke to him.
No. This is what's going to revive his career as far as he's concerned.
We've all seen that interview where he talks about the roles he took were the roles that challenged him the most professionally. He didn't take easy roles. I mean, things like Face Off.
Yeah.
What was it? Con Air. Those were all challenging roles that he took because they challenged him as an actor.
He had to do a Southern accent in Con Air. You think anybody can just do that?
No, that's freaking hard. I am so excited for this movie. I promise you I will see it, no matter what the Rotten Tomatoes say.
Should we see it together?
Maybe. So you're saying meet at a theater between your house and my house, somewhere in the middle, right?
Well, Las Vegas would be exactly the middle.
Ah, gross. I don't want to meet in Las Vegas.
Well,
Mesquite, Nevada?
No, that's not the middle. That's extra hour and a half drive.
I'd prefer you move more my way. Then I think the theaters probably get a little nicer.
I guess we could go.
Look, let's just watch it at our own respective theaters and FaceTime each other at the same time.
Face off time each other.
Yeah, face off time.
I mean, we're getting closer to being able to do that on FaceTime, where that I'll be able to
switch
call
faces.
Tyson, with Danny's face.
Yeah. That's an excellent point. Then you can say all sorts of horrible things.
We should make that app.
Yeah.
You could already remember those joke phone calls where you could put them from any number and it would be like, "Hey, why are you on my lawn?" And then it's like you're fighting with the computer.
Well, I was just talking about this with somebody where I felt like that catfishing, I feel like, is kind of, dying down, like with the advent of all of this video calling technology. But I feel like it's about to come back in a big way, Tyson.
Oh, dude. And
once
we're on it first.
Like, Snapchat filter of like, hey, I'm a hot person. Then you could just be like FaceTiming everybody and then, hey, send me some more money.
I'm so excited. Luckily, though, my phone isn't even taking phone calls from people anymore. That I like it filters out all the calls from numbers I don't know. So I don't even get. It's awesome.
That's what mine does too. And also mine has that screening function like an answering machine where I can just push screen and watch and see what they say. Like it will be like, your phone call has been screened. Please state your name and your business. And then maybe this guy will answer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Just one other thing on the Nick Cage movie, Tyson. In the Nick Cage movie, then there's also a storyline about how Nick Cage, who is strapped for cash, makes an appearance at a birthday party, and that person happens to be a Mexican crime lord who has kidnapped the daughter of a prominent politician.
That might be a little too soon. Got that kind of stuff going on all the time. I will say that.
So I don't know if Nick Cage
is true. This really happened to him.
That. I don't think this is not a autobiographical film. I think this is a
not.
Yeah.
For these actors who were big actors in the late 80s, they really were actors in the golden age of cinema. And the fact is that people like Van Damme, Arnold, Rambo, John Rambo,
Stallone.
Also known as
John
Sylvester Stallone, these actors are getting resurgence because of their careers in the 80s that were so hilarious that people want to see them
Dolph
again
Lundgren.
so they can laugh at them. They don't know they're being wheeled out for a laugh.
What about the cast of Krull?
Oh, well, that was Liam Neeson. He's still going strong.
Yeah, he's going strong.
He's been out there for a long time. But I'm talking all these action people, and Nicolas Cage, I'm going to lump him in there. These 80s people and early 90s people, they're getting wheeled out in their old age for a good laugh. And then they'll eventually be shuffled off the stage into the instant, into whatever. The green pastures.
Another phenomenon that we have not talked about, Tyson. Have you followed any of the saga of OK Boomer?
Yeah, it's
obnoxious. Follow where, this doesn't involve us.
Yes, it does.
It does. Why?
Because it's an insult that can be hurled at us as well. It doesn't matter that we're not boomers. This applies to anyone.
Oh, so you feel like you need to stand up for the boomers?
Oh, yeah. Because, look, we're all headed to boomer status.
Yeah,
right?
But let me just, I don't know if that's the case. Because our generation, I feel like that I was thinking about this last night with the OK Boomer saga, and whether the boomers or people that are older than us are fighting with either the millennials or Gen Zs, and we're stuck in the middle. We're really like the middle child of, I feel like that the older generation, they were more accomplished, very proud of their place in the world. I feel like that our generation was always called a slacker. I think that our generation was sort of the mindset of like, all right, fine, you guys do whatever you want, just leave us alone and let us sleep in and have coffee. That's basically, I feel like the mantra of our generation. And then I feel like then the millennials came along and they were like, we're actually very smart. We know everything about this. And we're like, yeah, we don't care. We also don't care so I feel like that the older, more established generation and the younger people are fighting, and that
makes sense.
Are they fighting?
We have middle child syndrome, our generation.
Well, listen, when I was in college, we used to, and I wasn't in college for very long, but we used to have people around BYU campus that would tell us that we weren't doing things correctly, or they would be like, hey, don't do that. And our response was always, okay, old man, thanks. Even though it was usually another college student that was bossing us around or telling us that we were breaking the rules. And so I think like you could definitely sling the boomer insult. Like if somebody called me a boomer, I personally probably wouldn't take offense to it. But I can see.
Well, you should definitely has been calling you old.
It has been used against our generation.
Oh, for sure. It has.
That's the thing, Rob, is that the millennials are no respecters of persons. They just they'll sling this at whoever they can because of the fact that there is arrogance in youth. And you see that when you try to tell your 10-year-old or 9-year-old or 8-year-old about something they know nothing about. And they're like,
says that to me. They're grounded.
Yeah, but they think they know everything, right? And it's because they literally know nothing. And so you argue with an 8-year-old over some fact they have no experience with, and yet they seem so confident that they know it all. And I think that that's what you experience with millennials. They haven't figured out yet how little they actually know. And I was the same way when I was that age, and I'm sure that all the people older than me would just looked at me and shook their head. But this is a cycle that's been going on for 10,000 years since the caveman.
Yeah, Kim in the chat says, as a boomer, we have a slogan: "Boomer, we're on it."
Actually, that's a pretty good slogan.
Yeah. Tyson, is Danny walking into an OK Boomer tweet?
Oh, for sure.
For sure, dude. He's
but the thing is, it's impossible for me to avoid it.
Yeah, no. The way you can avoid it is to look as scary as humanly possible. That's why I have long hair. That's why I have facial hair. And
you're intimidating.
And also to not care.
Yeah,
It's
to
like
not care.
the second like you let anything get under your skin, it's just game over. And so as long as you can not care, like everybody is just complaining about everybody being bullied about everything. And the millennials have done their fair share of complaining about bullying, maybe the most. And so for them to call boomer, I don't know. It's just all ironic. But at the same time, I was guilty of it as a.
That's what I'm saying. Look, I'm not coming down hard on millennials. I'm admitting that I was the same way. I think that this is the advantage of being the middle child, is you can see old people and see how crusty and obnoxious they are. But then, you can turn around and see young people and realize that you were recently just like that, and that this is just a phase, and eventually there'll be a crusty old person telling people to get off their lawn. You can recognize the cycle of life, whereas people too old, they're like, I'm going to die any day now, and people too young, they just don't know anything.
I'm going to die any day, and I may as well say whatever I want before I go. Oh, man, my grandma's on that. And
well, the reason why I brought up the OK Boomer saga is because the Fox TV network has filed a trademark on the phrase OK Boomer, because, Danny, get this, they are working on a OK Boomer game show.
It does sound like a great name for a game show. I'm going to be honest. That's what I thought when I saw this headline. Awesome name.
How will that work, Danny?
Doesn't matter. The name is so great that at least I will watch one episode of it.
Okay. So is the show going to be, we're going to take like a millennial or a Gen Zer and then a boomer, and then they're going to like face off in trivia?
Family Feud style, boomers against millennials. And
neither one will know what the masses want.
Well, is it general trivia, or it's like, okay,
it's a mixture of both. You want to embarrass both of them. Like when was D-Day?
Like, okay, boomer, next question is, here's an iPhone 11. Take a photo in portrait mode. Like,
Wheat Brain says it's a clever strategy to kill the meme. So you think all the old suits at Fox are like, I'm so sick of getting called boomer every time I get on the subway.
It's like, okay, millennial.
Okay, your actually is
change a tire.
Wheat Brain in our.
That is genius. That is a really.
I don't know if he or she is currently on weed,
but it's a great insight. That would awesome tactic.
Yeah.
So you think like. The CEO of Fox, as he's coming out of his mansion, stepping into his limousine, and somebody yells something like, okay, boomer, at him, as he's like, get off my lawn.
Hey, can I sign you to a development deal?
Yeah. No, then he's like, oh, I'm so sick of that happening to me. So he's just like, you know, pouting at work all day long, just pouting because somebody called him boomer and he only makes like $700 million a year. And so he's totally bummed that somebody called him a name. So then he comes up with this to squash it out. And he spends months, probably years on this idea, just perfecting it. And this is it.
This is it. Okay. Coming to the Fox
fruition.
Network.
Yep.
It's either a game show or a reality show. They don't know what the show is going to be yet, but it is going to.
They don't know what the show is. They just want the title.
Smart.
Yes. Okay. Yes,
you can do that, I guess. Just come up with the names of game shows and trademark them.
It's going to be about generational differences, but we don't know exactly what the show is going to be yet.
Okay.
But
cool.
Okay. So, I mean, that's really the new hot ground for intellectual property for TV development, Danny, is the trending topics on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Remember that one show?
Hashtags. Yeah, that's
shit. My dad says was ended up becoming a TV show for a short time.
Yeah, with William Shatner.
Yeah.
Thing is, the lifespan, it seems like, of a show built on that premise is about as short as the hashtag itself.
Yeah,
right?
It's a quarter season.
Yeah.
Usually they get a quarter season deal. The networks no. They're like, we have signed you to a 3-episode deal with absolutely no renewal.
Okay. I want to talk about, we had so much fun talking about animals last week on the podcast.
Did we?
Yeah, yes, we did. We talked about the pig at the airport. So we have another animal story about a monkey in China who. You like this story, Danny?
Keep going. I don't know how I feel about this story.
Okay. There's a monkey in China which had gotten some international attention because said monkey has was spotted with allegedly has a human face. Unfortunately, this monkey has now been classified as being unlucky in love. None of the other monkeys want to mate with the monkey with a human face. So let me see if I can bring on the image of the monkey so you guys can check this out. Okay. Yeah. So here he is. This is the monkey with the human face. It's not a nice face.
No humans want to be part with the relationship with this monkey either. I'm guessing he's just stuck.
Yeah.
Like the Lucy of our time.
Is that a human face?
That's just a grumpy monkey.
Yeah. I mean,
that is a monkey's face.
If it was a monkey with like a more of like a Brad Pitt face,
that would be crazy. Or even a Nicolas Cage face. Any other face that was like really resembled a human face, not one where like the nostrils look like two googly-eyed, pointing opposite directions. That's not even a real human face.
I mean, come on.
Danny, could you describe this for the people that are listening to the podcast?
Imagine a monkey's face.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at right here. In this picture, he seems to be surprised, but still a monkey face. Just a surprised monkey face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is
unhappy, surprised monkey face.
I mean, he looks like his relationships problems come down to being a grumpy monkey. Like he seems upset, he seems surprised, maybe he's overly emotional. There's a million reasons. I mean, he's just blaming the face, but it's probably more of a personality defect.
Yeah, if you want to see something creepy, look at a sheep's head fish. They have teeth like humans.
That sounds gross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, no wife yet for the human-faced monkey. But
what a shame.
Yeah,
maybe he can find work at the airport.
Boomer at him.
I don't know what they're yelling at him.
Maybe he can get a job at the airport, calming passengers with his human-like face.
Is it calming, his human-like face?
It looks distressing, as clearly stated in the description of that photo.
Yeah, he people out.
Yeah. How do we know that his face is the reason he's not finding love?
That's what I just said. I said it was probably his personality.
Yes, as Tyson mentioned, the caption says he was photographed sporting looks on his face similar to those of a distressed man. Not dissimilar from, I guess, what the Fox executive looked like when the passerby hurled "Okay, Boomer" at him. Instead, this monkey is hurling something else.
Oh, feces, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's actually part of it. I think he's actually has a very aggressive personality.
Yeah.
They say that he is very active and aggressive. He likes playing with mud and smashing coconuts.
Yeah,
cool.
That's
you like
that's
that,
a recipe
Tyson?
For loneliness.
Yeah, I don't mind either of those two things. Mud is not my game, but smashing coconuts is. You know that.
Yep.
Yeah. So no love for the human-faced distressed monkey. Which Danny, is it the chicken or the egg? Is he distressed because that he can't find a mate?
My
or
guess
can he not
is
find a mate because he's distressed?
My guess is that his coconut smashing has been one of his biggest problems, and that happened early on before he even considered taking a mate.
Coconut smashing. You're on it.
Yeah. Okay. He's got to chill out. Maybe he can change his luck. We'll see.
You think so? And is he even looking for love?
Oh, I think he's looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as okay.
We also on News AF over the years have been at the forefront of robotics research. We have a new form of artificial intelligence has been built that the researchers at the Carnegie Mellon University have created a robot with a very unique function. It is a trash talking robot, Tyson.
Oh my gosh. It picks you apart, finding out your weaknesses and the things you're most self-conscious about, and then just hurls insults at those things.
Like a monkey with mud and coconuts.
Do you think they tested this robot out on a monkey first?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is the monkey.
What the robot found was that the most damaging insult you could hurl at a human appears to be "okay, human."
Wow.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I get it.
The robot plays games. This is what what they found. And Tyson, I felt like that
And
you
is this
could
the
relate to this.
teledildonic robot?
No, it is not
completely
intelligent.
separate.
So it is a game playing robot, but as you're playing the game with the robot says things to you like, I have to say, you are a terrible player. And what they found was that over the course of the game, that human players, their game skills diminish, Tyson,
They get
as they are
frazzled.
Because of trash talking.
Yes. Yes.
I get it. Yep.
One participant said, I don't like what the robot is saying, but that's the way it was programmed, so I can't blame it.
It makes sense. Trash talking has been a huge part of competitive sports since the beginning.
Since the dawn of time.
Break down the confidence of your opponent and then crush him.
Yeah.
That's why that's why you hurl OK Boomer at old people, so you can destroy their confidence.
Yeah, just frazzle them for the whole day or two.
Yeah. They
and
totally
imagine if I, as a 40-year-old man, said OK Boomer to someone who was like 38. They would be so upset.
Tyson, will you
lose their mind.
Implement this into your pickleball game?
For sure, dude. Except for everybody I play is indeed a boomer. And it's fine. I love the reason I love socializing with boomers to such a degree is because they're more afraid of everything than I am.
Yeah. What are they afraid of? What are some of the concerns?
Outside, public,
crowds,
driving,
government,
anyone younger than them, government, flying,
taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just have lived so long, they know that they just have to be afraid of everything.
And soon we will be afraid of everything. That's the thing.
Yeah, and soon we'll be afraid of everything.
I already am.
Yeah,
but imagine being more afraid.
Yeah, I can.
We're all afraid, but it's
Yeah.
like we're afraid, but for the most part, people leave me alone. So now you get to the point where people don't feel like they need to leave you alone because you don't have any intimidating qualities at all.
You know what sucks is that you used to be able to take sanctuary in your house, right? That's the one place you didn't have to be afraid. But now you can have trash talking Roombas, or your robot's going to be trash talking. It's like you can't escape it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you got Alexa can trash talk.
Yeah, she's trash talking.
She's roasting you.
You're done.
Okay. Everybody's roasting you. Yeah.
Right.
Cool song, doofus. As you're like, hey, Google, could you play my favorite song? And it's like, oh, that song was cool 30 years ago. 1984 called They Want Their Song Back.
Okay, Boomer. Yeah. Zingbot. I guess that's where they got the Zingbot from on Big Brother, Tyson. Maybe so it really throws people off their games when they get insulted by a robot.
I think you've watched Con Air enough times.
Excuse me, Mr. Cage. You have watched Con Air, the record amount of times anyone has ever seen that film.
May I suggest Face Off?
Okay. All right. Before we get to the Bolt Hall, let me take a moment and thank our sponsor. And this is a new sponsor I want to tell people about a new show over on CBS All Access. Everybody remembers their favorite fairy tales growing up. Danny, do you have a favorite fairy tale? I feel like that you're so well read.
Yeah, I'm well read, but not in the fairy tale world. Maybe the one about the kids that go to the witch's house and she's going to cook them into a stew.
Hansel and Gretel.
There you go.
Why you like it because it involves the hot soup? Is that why you're into that one?
Yeah. So anything with hot soup. So the porridge. He probably likes the three bears.
Yeah,
and
the three bears. Yeah. Actually, maybe I am subconsciously drawn into soup stories. So
yeah, there's a lot of soup stories. Well, that the new season of Kevin Williamson's Tell Me a Story takes the world's most well-known fairy tales and reimagines them as a dark and twisted psychological thriller, exploring an entirely new set of characters. This season features 3 legendary stories: Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty, and Cinderella. That's what drew me into Tell Me a Story, streaming December 5th exclusively on CBS All Access. You can expect the show starring the incredible Paul Wesley, best known for his role in The Vampire Diaries, and also stars Danielle Campbell from the originals and Carrie-Anne Moss from The Matrix and Jessica Jones. The stellar cast also includes Garcelle Beauvoir, Odette Annabelle, Ika Darville, Matt Lauria, Natalie Ann Lynn, and Ashley Maduke. The new show is shot on location in Nashville, which means there's original music woven into the stories that you won't want to miss. So sign up today at CBS All Access. Go to cbs.com/Rob to get your first week of CBS All Access for free and stream the new season of Tell Me a Story on December 5th. That's cbs.com/Rob to get your first week of CBS All Access free. Tyson, do you think that people are pretty disappointed if they go to cbs.com/Rob and it's not about Boston Rob?
Maybe, yeah.
Probably.
I bet they are. And probably, so you think there's people out there that are just typing that in based on their love for Rob, Boston Rob, and then they get
your CBS. Yeah, I should tweet out, hey, to find out more about Boston Rob, go to cbs.com/Rob.
Do you guys know what the name of Sleeping Beauty is?
What is her name?
Aurora. Yeah, Tyson, very good. My daughter has been asking for an Aurora doll, and I had no idea who that was.
Yeah.
And only recently found out
Survivor.
That's no, it's the name of the character in Sleeping Beauty.
Okay. I picture for this CBS Access show filmed in Nashville, imagine how many singer-songwriters lined up thinking they were finally going to get their original song on TV to the masses somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or at least on CBS All Access.
Yeah, the internet.
Yeah. All right. Danny.
Welcome to my bolt hole. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong. A nocturnal.
Yeah.
There was so much. I had so many stories.
David Robinson is making fun of me that I slaughtered those names. And look, what that is not my specialty.
He read how they were spelled.
Yeah. By the way, names are tough. I
was thinking that the whole time, though. I was like, "Oh man, Rob, how come you have to name 75 actors that are in this whole thing?" That's
there's not a lot of like Will Smiths in this cast.
Yeah, I was glad I didn't have to read that list. Guys, there was a bunch of stories I wanted to cover. I'm gonna have to pick one, and it's gonna be tough. I wanted to talk about all these exciting Christmas lists people are putting out. Goop's got theirs out. Opus got hers
Christmas
out.
List?
Yeah, I mean, Jade Eggs are probably back on the list. There's just so many opportunities, so many ideas. And then I think I'm gonna talk about friendship.
Okay.
Because friendship's a big key of News AF. It's what ties us together, the invisible string that brings three people in 3 different locations together every Tuesday. Yep. And this isn't really, it's one of those science stories where you feel like maybe they didn't need to spend money on the research because we all kind of understood this concept without having to see it on a paper. And that is research has shown, new research, that quality of friends, not quantity, is the key to being happy. And large networks on social media are no match for real closeness in life. And it's like, no kidding. Right. And I want to point this out to people who collect friends, because there are those out there who like to collect friends, right? They like to have a lot of people they can turn to other people and say, this is my friend. This is my friend. But I feel like Rob and Tyson, it's all I need. Right?
Oh, Danny. What about Christoph?
Yeah. Sorry, Christoph. And Christoph. But when my wife tries to get me to go to parties or whatever to meet new people, and I feel like I'm going to keep this research in my back pocket. It'd be like, you know what? If I had any more friends, it would dilute the friendships I have.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I think that you're onto something.
That is true.
That,
you got to spread your love.
You only need a couple of good friends. You don't need 70 best friends.
Yeah, and it's like maybe when you were young, you had the energy and stamina to have lots of friends, but as you get older and become an okay boomer, you're less able to have friends very often and make new friends. And so hopefully you just got a handful in your pocket there near the end that just are the best friends ever. Because making new friends as you get older, which is another study I actually had in the bolt hole a couple weeks ago, was about it's impossible to make new friends. I may have actually talked about it, and it's so true, and it's unnecessary. So don't make me go to parties. don't make me go over to people's houses for dinner, because what's the point? All you're asking me to do is become less of a friend to Tyson every time you invite me to a party.
You're watering down your friend. You only have
That's
so much
exactly what I'm
friendship to give.
saying. So next time Liz says we should go eat dinner with these people or go to this party, I'll be like, why? You don't want me to like Tyson anymore?
Yeah. Tyson, can I ask you, what's it like as somebody who people are naturally drawn to, where then you're constantly, I'm sure people want you to be their new friend. Well, what is it like to have to be, pulled at in so many different directions?
It's fine. You just don't give your phone number out and make your email address something ridiculous that nobody could ever guess or hunt down. And then you just have a time and a place for all of these people. So
see, Tyson could be like a marathon runner of friendship. You know what I mean? He's got the energy. He has the mindset for it. Whereas I feel like, Rob, you and we're more of, I don't know how to explain it. We don't quite have.
It's learning how to manage your friend. It's learning how to manage these people, Danny.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I could barely take a phone call from my best friends. So it's like when other people call me who are kind of my friends, it really stresses me out because I don't want to answer, but I also don't want them to think that I didn't answer. When I was staring right at my phone.
Are there any siblings of yours that you wouldn't take a call from?
Oh, you want me to say this because my siblings listen? You're trying to pin me down and cause some family drama right before the holidays.
They listen to the podcast. I feel like you would obviously take their phone call.
Oh, anyone listening to the podcast. Oh, yeah. I would answer.
If they like you enough to listen to your podcast, I feel like you would take your phone
especially
call.
if they haven't left a review yet on iTunes.
I just feel like Tyson was maybe trying to stir up some drama, like a good friend.
I for sure was.
Right before Thanksgiving.
Well, that's because every time I do, Noah puts something funny on the Facebook page.
He does. He does always talk to me about how you insult him and drag his name through the mud. He's talked about it once. By always, I mean once.
Yeah.
Better to be dragged through the mud than to have the mud thrown at you by a monkey.
Yeah. Or than to never have been dragged at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got to experience a little bit of mud. Now you know how it feels.
A little bit. Okay. So now we know that, especially this time of year, better to have a couple of good friends than a collection of friends.
Exactly. Don't dilute what you have right now by bringing in strangers.
Yes. You don't want to bring in strangers. I've learned that a long time ago. I like who I like, and I don't pretend to like people that I don't care for. Not to say that I will outwardly dislike them. I just will not socialize with them.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these reviewing our eggplants, dude. Tons and tons of eggplants.
Yeah, we got a lot of eggplants. A lot of eggplants.
We know what they mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we read last week Better Than Kids Bop?
Yes.
So.
Yes, we did.
Yes. But yes, we've added to the eggplant collection from Mark the Shark. Thank you. newsaf.news. Okay. Do you, Tyson, do you have any big Thanksgiving plans?
Yeah, thank you.
Tyson, Thanksgiving plans. None?
Necessarily knows what's... What?
Who knows?
We'll probably go to Rachel's family.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Play some pickleball, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then, Danny, you don't have to give it to us this week, but do you have any Thanksgiving rants planned?
Oh my gosh, I was going to do a whole bolt hole on Thanksgiving food. They'd done a survey
next week,
and it fell right in line with my opinions of Thanksgiving food, but I'll save it.
Okay, save it for next week.
I've seen multiple surveys that have been different, but the same survey, but different outcomes.
Yeah.
String bean casserole is least favorite, and cranberry. Okay. David Robinson in the chat said we should have covered all the Popeyes action since there were like employee fights, child employees, and it's crazy. I did go and get a sandwich.
How was it?
I finished it,
but
I have not gone back. I mean, it's fine. Yeah. It's a fine.
I went to Chick-fil-A
fine enough
this
sandwich.
Week.
Yeah, and
all I got were happy smiles and high fives. No stabbings or fist fights.
They high five you at Chick-fil-A?
They give high fives there?
No, they would if you asked them. I got emotional high fives.
Emotional high fives.
Yeah, like
so no real high fives.
No, but you can get a real high five for sure. Those people are so
You don't
happy.
think you could do that at Popeyes?
I wouldn't want to raise my arms because then I'm exposing my midsection to assault.
Dude, there was so many people when I went to Popeyes. I got talked into going to Popeyes by a friend. It was not my choice initially. And we showed up totally crowded and waited in line. Although they were quick, it was quick service. And it was fine. But there were people in there that were pissed, and the people that were most upset in there were the Popeyes regulars who were like, they should make a separate line for the people here just for the sandwich and the people who eat here all the time.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, so they want like some sort of like a frequent flyer program for like, hey, we're Popeyes VIPs.
Yeah, you're a gold.
A frequent flyer.
Like at the car wash I go to, there's like a separate line for people that have like the monthly VIP membership. They go right in. They don't have to wait in the regular line.
Do you have that?
No, I
you
do not.
Get it. I'll tell Nicole to get that to you for Christmas.
Yeah. That's for the place. There's two different car wash. There's one good car wash, and then there's like the crappy car wash that you drive through, and that's the one that I've been going to.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. But it keeps my kids occupied for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's very exciting for a kid. I call it the robot car wash.
They like it.
Yeah,
all right. So that'll do it for here on News AF. We'll be back next week with our Thanksgiving special on Tuesday of next week. So be on the lookout for that. Of course, follow at Tyson Apostle, at Danny Bryson on the social media. And we will be back next time. Thanks so much, Scott St. Pierre.
We did it, guys.
Take care, everybody. Have a good one.
That was such an abrupt end, Rob, that I was still waiting for you to close it off a little more gently.
Sorry, I apologize.
It's got to go.
All right.
That's okay.
Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
We did it, guys.